Welcome you all students. Again I come up with a question from development of surface. Let me read the question first so that you will get what it has been given in the question. A lampshade is formed by cutting a cone of base 144 mm diameter and 174 mm height by a horizontal plane at a distance of 72 mm from the apex, and another plane inclined at 30 degree to HP, passing through one extremity of the base. Draw the development. First of all, try to take the given data. What is the object given? Object given. It's a cone. It's a cone. Its diameter is given as 144 mm. Okay. And its height is given as 174 mm. Okay. And when we are reading, two cutting planes are there. One is horizontal plane. Okay. It is having the apex. Having it from the apex 72 mm. Okay. Two cutting planes are there. One cutting plane one is horizontal, and from 72 mm from the apex, it is 72 mm from the apex. And the second cutting plane, see another cutting plane at 30 degree inclined to HP and passing through the extremity of the base. It is notable, it is passing through extremity of the base. One of the base extremity it is passing. Okay, fine. So these are the data given. From this data we need to form the lampshade. That is a notable thing. We need to form the lampshade. We are going to form the lampshade by using this data. First of all, we know the cone, am I right? Let us take it into the first quadrant, get the simple position of top view and the front view. If I take the reference line XY, above it is VP and below it is HP. It's a cone. Always in the development we needs to keep the base on HP. Okay, something like this. So from the front view we could able to see the triangular face, that means height of the object. In the top view we could able to see the true shape of the object. Am I right? So in the top view I going to construct the circle, the true shape of the cone. Okay. See, the diameter is given, but the diameter is very huge. See, all the measurements is very huge. Diameter 144 it is given and 174 it is given for the axis height. It's very huge. So we cannot fit into the A4 sheet paper. So what we can do is, we need to do the scaling work. Okay. Here, I going to take the scale 1:2. I going to divide it by 2. So if I divide it, what happens? I will get, how much I will get? 144 divided by 2, I get 72 mm. I get 72 mm. What about the radius? The radius will be how much of it? So how much we will get? 36. Am I right? We get 36 mm for the radius. What about the axis height? If you divide it by 2, we get 87 mm axis height. Okay, and let me see what is happening when you are dividing it. When you are taking the scale 1:2, the 72 mm from the apex become how much? 35.5. That also note it down. Okay, fine. We have scaled all the values. Just go to the profile. So first true shape, go for a circle with a radius 36 mm in your compass. Keep at a particular point and go for a circle with a radius 36 mm in your compass. Have a circle. And then you need to divide it into 4 equal parts in order to form the profile. Just divide the base circle into 4 equal parts. I'm going to name this as A, B, C and D. It's a cone, so it has a base and apex or vertex. This is the apex or vertex. So I'm going to note the apex as O. Apex as O. Here is the apex. There is no edges, only it's a circumference or generators. Okay, it's covered with a generator surface. So there is no edges. Okay, fine. Then go to the top view, then go to the front view. So for that, take the projector from each and every points which we have taken in the circumference of the circle. Take the axis, here the axis height is given. After scaling we got 87, so take 87, okay, measure it and go for the triangular face. So this is the formation. Am I right? Then notation comes. It's a front view. Observation should be taken something like this. So A, B, C will be visible. A dash, B dash and C dash will be visible. D dash will be invisible, just lying behind B. And then this is the apex. I'm going to take it as O dash. If you want to develop this particular cone, what should be done? We need to consider the cone as a what? A hollow object, and from the left extreme we need to cut it off and just stretch it out from the rear side, okay, so that we can say it forms a what? Triangular face. But in the cone it forms the triangular face with the inclination theta. Okay, so we need to find the theta value here. Okay, so in order to find the theta value, we have the formula, that is small r divided by SL into 360 degree. What do you mean by SL? SL in the sense slant length. Am I right? Slant length, here it is. This is the slant length. So this length needs to be identified. Okay, you need to keep your scale and just try to measure it. Approximately I can say the SL will be 94. And radius of the circle, base circle, is how much? 30. Sorry, radius of the circle is 36. So put 36 into 360 degree. Do the measurement. I can say you will get 138 degree. Okay, in the closer to 138 degree, you will get the angle. Okay. Then after having the calculation, what we have to do? First we need to initiate the slant length. Okay, the radial line should be done. Okay, cone is based on the radial line method. Okay, first this radial line should be initiated. So just go for a inclined line, something like this. It's an unconditional line. It can be inclined or it can be a straight line. Okay, just go for a line, but it should measure the slant length SL. Okay, so I'm going to take this as O. Okay, it's a capital O, not a O dash. It's a capital O, and then take the measurement of SL and just have a cut here, mark it. So this is with the length SL. And afterwards, by keeping it O, just take the entire length measurement and just have a arc. Something like this. And then we have found the end line theta. Am I right? 138. So in order to close it, keep a protractor in such manner and measure 138 degree. From here you measure 138 degree. So approximately here you will get it. Okay, here you will get it. So I'm going to take something like this. So when you're closing it, when you're extending it to the line 138 degree, you'll get the segment of the triangular face, the stretch out which we get from the cone. So this is the stretch out we get from the cone. Okay, and then here the base circle is divided into 4 equal parts. Am I right? The same manner, the stretch out also needs to divide it into 4 equal parts first. Okay, it is easy. By using the bisection we can make it. Okay, so this is one and this is one. Take more than half of it, go for a cut. From here just go for a cut, so that when you are drawing you'll get a segment into 2. Now this is the segment, take more than half of it, go for a cut. From here just have a cut. When you are joining with the line with the intersection point, you get a segment. And then this is the segment, take more than half of it, go for a cut. From here the same measurement, have a cut, so that it can be divided into 4 equal parts. So somewhere when it is 4 equal parts, somewhere here you get it. Okay, somewhere here you'll get it. Okay, fine. So be ready with first the development of lateral surface of the cone first. Afterwards the request can be satisfied. Okay, first initially construct this. And we know when you are cutting from the left extreme and when we form a stretch out, this is the end A. From here we have cut it. So this is the end A. In the sequence we get it A, B, C, D, and again it ends with A. Here the same particular thing will come on the other side. So it ends with A. When you are having cut, it happens something like this. Okay, so be ready with the lateral surface of cone first. Okay, next we shall initiate the cutting planes into the diagram. These are the details about the cutting plane. What about the first cutting plane? Cutting plane A is horizontal and it is cutting the axis from the apex 72 mm. Am I right? 72 mm. Scale value is 35.5. So from the apex you need to measure 35.5 and just have a measurement. Then go for a cutting plane, long line dash, okay, and capture with thick line at the ends. Capture with thick lines at the ends. This is the cutting plane representation. Long line dash and thick lines at the ends. Okay, fine. What about the next cutting plane? Cutting plane is inclined 30 degree to HP and it is pausing at the extremity of the base. Okay, extremity of the base. It is inclined to HP. So this is how the cutting plane going to cut. But the condition given is it is passing through the extremity of the base. Extremity. Either this can be taken as extremity or else this can be taken as the extremity. Both the things are right. They didn't specify the right extremity or left extremity. They said it is the extremity of the base. Either we can pass the cutting plane through this corner or through this corner. I am going to pass through this corner. Okay, I am going to keep the cutting plane something like this. Okay, now the measurement is 30 degrees. So keeping at A, just take the measurement 30 degree, and just pass the cutting plane, long line dash, and thick line. And here as well, okay, thick line. This is the second cutting plane. Okay. So now the portion between the cutting planes or the record portion or remained portion, the portion between the cutting planes or record portion. So make it as a dark one. Make all the boundaries as a dark one. Only these portions are record portions. Other portions are what? Removed portions. So it should be a very thin line. It should be constructed with very thin lines. Thing like this. This is the record portion. So now, what is our task? The lampshade. Am I right? If you cut at the left extreme and if you open the region, what we can see the lampshade. Already the entire cone we have the lateral surface. Am I right? So by transferring the points, cutting points over the lateral surface, we can get the edge side, the demand which asked in the question. So first of all, give the namings. So we can start from the horizontal cutting plane. The horizontal cutting plane is influencing with the generator line O to A. I'm going to give this as 1 dash. And here between O to B, there is a cut. I'm going to give 2 dash. And there as well we have the invisible generator lines. For that I'm going to open the bracket. Here C, I'm going to give 3 dash since we have only one generator. Come in reverse to give the invisible generator lines, so this becomes 4 dash. Come to the second one, just continue with the same numbers, So in the extreme point there is a cut, so there will be odd. 1 point, I'm going to name it as 5 dash, okay, it's a 5 dash, continuously I'm going to give it. And see here we have through 2 generator lines, so I'm going to give 2 namings, okay, one is visible. For that I'm going to take 6 dash, invisible bracket. Next here only one generator line, 7 dash I'm going to give, and coming to reverse in order to specify 8 dash. Okay, so this is how we need to give the names for the cutting points. Afterwards just take the measurement and transfer it to the what? This stretch out. Okay, first of all the horizontal cutting plane, it is very easy, no need to confuse yourself. Okay, just measure the distance from O to 1. What is the distance? It's a horizontal. Okay, so take the measurement from O to 1 and keeping it 1, just go for a arc. This will do it. Okay, no need to take the measurement for entire things 1 2 3 4. Since it is a horizontal, by keeping the 1 measurement, just go for a arc. So this will be the 1 dash and this will be the 2 dash, where it is located between O to B, 2 dash. Okay, and this 3 is between O to C, it is 3. Okay, this is a point 2, this is a point 3, and 4 where it is between O to D, the cut point is 4. And what about the next one? It is between O to A. That means what? O to A in the sense 1. Again it's a 1 dash. And then come to the second cutting plane, 5th point, where it is located between O to A at the extremity of A. Am I right? So here is the 5. As well here one more A is there. So this is the 5. Okay. What about the 6? It is between O to B. O to B, take the measurement O to 6. What is the measurement? Just have a cut here. So you will get 6. And 8 is between O to D. Just keep the same measurement in O to D. Just have a cut. So this will be 8. What about 7? It is between O to C. O to C, take the measurement and just have a cuts. So here you will get what? The 7th cutting point. Now just try to join all those picked point, 6 to 5, just with a free hand connect it, and 6 to 7 connect it, 7 to 8 connect it, and 8 to 5 connect it with a freehand without help of any what scale. You need to connect it. Okay, and then this is the lampshade. This is the portion itself, lampshade. So make the particular portion as a dark one. The shape is called the development of lampshade. Lampshade. So make as a dark one, this edge as well. This is a cone, so there is no intermediate edges, so no need to dark the intermediate lines. It's a generator, so you should not what just darken the intermediate lines. Only the outer layout should be a dark one. Okay, what is next? We shall mark the dimensions. Okay, mark the dimensions. Here comes the dimensions. We can take a leader line, for which first of all mark it something like this. Okay, with the filled arrow, do it and take a leader line and write above it pi 144. You need to write the real order value. You should not write the scaled value. Okay, it is to draw it, but when you are showing it in the profile, you need to show the real data. Okay, what about the height? What about the height? Height of the axis. Axis height is 174. So right above the line, 174. 174. And then the cutting plane, first cutting plane from the apex, the measurement is given, which is 72. That also we need to specify 72. Any other? Here the inclination can be shown. Okay, I'm going to show here. So for that, take the horizontal line and take the inclination and write the inclination 30 degree. Okay, here as well you need to show the what? The inclination of theta value 180, 138 degree. There as well you need to show it. Okay, I hope I have completed the entire profile of the lampshade. Okay, I hope you understood. Thank you so much.